Let's continue the deeper dive into the Technoprogressive Roadmap for the UK with its review of 15 proposed goals for the UK to achieve by 2035. It's time to look at another goal from the sphere of increased social flourishing. Goal 5, which is that world-class life preparation education to postgraduate level will be freely available to everyone. Goal 5, like Goal 4, can be seen as a special case of Goal 3. No one will need to obtain paid work in order to enjoy a life of abundant flourishing. Therefore, world-class life preparation education should be available as widely and freely as possible. Good education opens many new vistas by providing information, skills, and connections. It reduces the chances of people being misled or manipulated. It prepares people better for activities that are more challenging but also more fulfilling. Just as for good accommodation and good food, what will make good education widely available will be to embrace the full potential of automation. The associated technologies are sometimes called edutech. This includes an expansion of online courses, automated personalized learning, tech-supported collaborative learning, monitoring of biofeedback, and immersive virtual reality learning environments. Thanks to forthcoming improvements in edutech, there is no reason for education to be anything like as expensive as at present. Edutech can transform not only how educational materials are delivered and received, but also the content and structure of those educational materials, and, therefore, the ease of updating that material. The greater agility enabled by edutech will allow older educational material to be replaced more quickly by newer material that is more relevant for the fast-changing challenges ahead. Education has traditionally focused heavily on preparing students for the workforce. Other goals, such as helping to develop human character and preparing students for adulthood in general, have tended in practice to play a secondary role. Indeed, present-day education tends to prepare students for the challenges of the past, when the needs and expectations of society were relatively stable. However, as the 2020s approach, society is experiencing a confluence of accelerating transformations. First, people typically change their occupational role more frequently than in the past, when many spent their entire careers within a single company, or if not a single company, then in a single profession. What's more, a larger part of most people's lives will be spent outside of paid employment. A larger proportion of education should, therefore, be preparing students to thrive not in work, but in a post-work society. Second, people are being bombarded with ever greater amounts of information in rapidly evolving formats, with much of that information being designed to mislead or confuse, and lots more being unintentionally misleading or confusing. Accordingly, a focus on critical thinking and collaborative intelligence is sorely needed. Third, emerging disruptive technology has the potential to transform human experience in multiple ways that are hard to predict, including ways that are wonderfully positive, as well as ways that are deeply negative. This raises the importance of education covering the skills of foresight, scenario planning, and the identification and management of both risks and opportunities. Fourth, interactions with other people aren't just more numerous than in the past, but are also more diverse. Because of greater global travel and interaction than in the past, and because groups of people are increasingly adopting new lifestyles, new bodily modifications, new social structures, and new philosophies. Indeed, as well as coexisting with diverse other people, there will be a growing set of issues around coexisting with advanced AIs and robots. Fifth, many of the assumptions behind traditional frameworks for ethics and morality are being challenged by new ideas that are circulating and by radical new possibilities that technology puts in our hands. Again, that's a reason for improved fluidity and clarity of thinking. Again, that's a reason for a step change in education. In summary, with the approach of a post-work society, it is time to re-evaluate much of the content of existing educational courses. These courses should be targeted at assisting students to cope with the pace of change in society, to reach their full potential, to identify and respond to opportunities and risks, and to participate wisely in social activities, including democratic decision-making. Thanks to EduTech, these courses should be freely available to everyone. To accelerate progress, 2 interim targets for 2025 are proposed. The first target is to clearly demonstrate the effectiveness of at least some elements of EduTech in reducing costs whilst delivering higher quality education. These demonstrations will change the public mood concerning the usefulness, the development, and the wider application of EduTech. The second target is to reach agreement on the core of a transformed educational syllabus focused on new life opportunities, an education fit for the 2020s and beyond, an education that will, as it happens, equip members of society to make more rapid progress with the Technoprogressive Roadmap goals. See other videos in this series for more information about other aspects of the Technoprogressive Roadmap published by the UK's Transhumanist Party.